Okay. All right. I'm gonna give a tutorial to some people that were asking for one in my comments about how to. Matter of fact, let me check. I actually forgot this guy said. Okay, what do you want? A good economy and stability. Okay. Well, there is a lot of ways to go about this and how to show you, but let's say you just play as Germany. I'm gonna do something simple. I don't want to, I don't want to make it just like too complicated. So I'm just gonna start talking right away. If you want a good economy immediately, let's say you're playing as Germany. This is different. If you're a smaller country, let's say you're like Netherlands or like Belgium, I wouldn't recommend using the same tips. I'd recommend maybe you could use the same tips if you're a good enough player, then you could use the same tips. But if you're still starting, I would not do it. First thing, immediately when I join in, I make factories. Usually I just spend all my money on factories, and then and then usually if Poland's not a player, I'll just rush Poland to get their money, to get their 100 mil. Or you could do the same with Denmark or Czechoslovakia, or I mean just Czechia. But usually I just spam factories. I make the factories, you know what I mean? I make the factories, but when you make your factories, as soon as you get your factories, let's say they're done already. Let's say I'm selling electronics. As soon as you're selling electronics, you're gonna get about 17 to 20 if you only make one factory, like one factory of each. You would sell 5. Usually the United States is an AI, but like Mexico, Brazil, Bangladesh, Argentina, these could all be AI, and they all take 5 electronics. Sell as much as you can, and once you do, rush consumers. After you get your money, make consumers immediately as fast as you can, and sell them to other countries. You could even sell them to like small countries. You could do like 0.5, 1, because money's money. That's usually what I do, and it works pretty well. Another way is you could just go straight in on electronic payments and economic improvements, which I probably wouldn't recommend. Also, another thing is I usually go when you get all your justifications. I usually go neutrality because, well, just it's good, right? It's good. That's what I usually do. I usually go neutrality. That's kind of up to you though. I also the first thing I do, or another thing I do, is I check for a chief judge. You always have to get the chief judge because chief judges are super good in this game, and I'd recommend getting one. Another thing is I usually go absolute monarchy just because of stability and the tax income. So that's another way to get good money as well. Yeah, but that's mostly. Oh yeah, I guess if you declare war on a country, it's gonna take a while. Yeah, 75 days. But if you declare war on a country and you go max war bonds, let's say you just want to make money for now, just so you could get your money up, and let's say you have like 70% stability and 0 war exhaustion, and you're trying to like kind of rebuild after getting some after fighting some countries, right? And you want to rebuild, and you know everything's gonna be peaceful. What I would do, I would just declare war on a country. I wouldn't take them over. I mean, it's up to you, but I wouldn't. And then I would just go on laws, and I would go war bonds, because war bonds gets you a ton of money. You can see if you go maximum 2.25x, that's really good, and it makes you a ton of money. I do that a lot, and it makes you so much money. And after you get all the money you need, you just end the war and your economy goes back to normal. But the thing is, your money's not gonna go straight away immediately, unless you're like making negative 200 million. Usually you make about negative 20 million. But if you do that, you get up to like $1 billion or something, and you'll be good for a little bit, and you could have your wars and things like that. That's another really good way to make money. Also, when you're doing that, I'd also recommend developing your cities immediately after you get your money, because it's just that just gets you your money. But yeah, basically it's just kind of rush consumers, get elex as fast as you can. If you're desperate, declare war for a little bit, get war bonds, and make sure you get your right policies. I feel like you guys know what policies to use. But yeah, you could also get Sinaloa. This is another one I get. The corruption gain is kind of annoying, especially if your leaders go corrupt. But I'd say it's worth it even if you get to like 10 corruption, because you could get rid of it pretty easily, and it's worth it for the money. But yeah, that's really all that's coming to my mind right now. I'm not the best player when it comes to this, so you could probably watch other YouTubers or just get other people to explain in the comments. But yeah, you know what? I might as well show you how war bonds. So you see, I have 2 million. I make 2 million. If I go war bonds, moderate, maximum. Let's see. I think it's gonna take a little while to load. Yeah, 5 million. 5 million. So a 2 million from a 2 million to 4.9. That's, or 5 mil now. It's pretty good. Your war exhaustion is gonna go up and your stability is gonna drop, but let's say you do not, let's say you don't, you have like 65% stability and 0 war exhaustion. If you're trying to build up, like I said, this is really good, because especially because assuming by then most of your cities would probably be developed at least a couple times maybe, or you would just have, or you would just be good, mate. You probably be making a lot more money than 5 mil, and even then that's pretty good, especially really early on. This is a really good way to make money early on if you're desperate and you don't care about stability. But yeah, this is a really good way. I do that a lot as well. But yeah, this is kind of just my recommendations on what to do with economy and how to work it. Stability basically goes the same way. Just basically do what I did with economy, and your stability is gonna go naturally up, unless you do war bonds, which is gonna go down. But basically, if you can manage your economy pretty well without war bonds or anything with like something to do related to stability, yeah, I guess literally just war bonds. I don't know what else is coming to my mind right now, but probably specific laws. Your stability is gonna be good as well if you have a good economy naturally. That's just how it is mostly for me, unless I go war bonds. But even then, by the time I go war bonds, I'm gonna have like 70% stability and 0 war exhaustion, so I'll be good for like a few minutes, you know. But yeah, this is really my recommendation on how to work. If you want anything else, like any more tips and tricks, yeah, you could really just tell me in the comments, and yeah, I could help you. But yeah, that's about it.